Actually, a band needs to know what each other is doing in order to play. And you know, you're really not supposed to stop in the middle of the song. So what was wonderful was that in Neil's way, he was patient, he was firm, he brought it along, and it's fascinating when something develops like that, because I recall so vividly that at one point he's playing the guitar and I'm trying to sing, and it sounded great, and then half an hour later he played something very different and it sounded great. And I said to him, well, which one are you going to use? He goes, I'm going to use both. So as luck would have it, Neil knows one of the best producers around, Bob Sloan, who's right here in the house. Now, Bob has done live recordings, and he's done studio recordings and studio live recording for years and years. He's done many, many great artists. So he's probably seen people come through that say, I have a song and I want to do it. What he didn't know was he was dealing with kind of a over-engineering, slightly maybe anal compulsive individual.
You would that be?
He didn't know. So I'll never forget that I didn't know how this is done. I didn't know that you do a rough vocal or a wonderful vocalist, Dave Howard, who will be singing for you today. And you lay down, instead of, I thought you took a reel-to-reel tape and you did it one end to the other. Right? But you don't. You do it in pieces and putting it together. So we did the first part of it, and then Neil came back to do the guitar solo. And, you know, I really wanted cowbell. I needed cowbell. And I had bought a cowbell. And I wore my more cowbell shirt. And I'll never forget Bob around, and Neil was standing by me, and they're going, you can do it. Just eat it. Just eat it. We'll take care of it later. Because the man's a genius. He can do anything digitally today. He could absolutely do that. And so we worked, and then Dave came back, and we recorded 2 different versions that you'll hear today. And Bobby knew Jeff Lipton at Peerless Mastering, and he took it and gave it an open sound. And so the art that you see around here today is part of my project. I wanted something that was really related to sport if I could. And I was fortunate enough, a custom version, the sports version, was played by Boston College about 4 or 5 weeks ago in their pre-game festivities for football. So I said, well, maybe there's a little something there. And I've had such a wonderful ride. And I guess my point in all of this is that if a middle-aged guy who can only play the cowbell can do this, anything's possible.